The Royal Rumble match is the best match type in WWE history. Growing up, January was my least favorite month of the year. It's cold, the holidays were over, Christmas break came to an end, meaning we have to go back to school and deal with the teachers and piles upon piles of schoolwork. And it wasn't even the attractive teachers that you'd see and hear about on TV either. It was always the old, boring ones. So when I saw January 1st pop up on the calendar, I started to feel kind of bummy. Until I remember the Royal Rumble. A 30-man, over-the-top rope battle royal full of entertainment, surprises, Jerry Lawler constantly changing his pick, Michael Cole spitting out random facts, acting like he has it all memorized, even though we all know it's cap. The countdown clock, it was all something I look forward to every year. So, let's start from the beginning. There were multiple ways a Royal Rumble could start off. It could start off with 2 regular mid-carders, or a fantasy matchup like Triple H versus Rey Mysterio at the 2006 Royal Rumble, or 2 legends running it back like Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at the 2008 Royal Rumble, or my personal favorite, a Rumble with a story to tell. Whether it was the no-tooth demon from Canada who's fighting for his only chance to get in a world championship match, or the mysterious Mexican from San Diego who's trying to pay tribute to his friend by winning the Royal Rumble, every now and then there was always a story to tell. And a great story that's happened in recent memory was the 2020 Royal Rumble with the Chosen One, Drew McIntyre. In 2009, Drew McIntyre debuted as the Chosen One, a first-round, first overall pick that was destined to be world champion. But he'd end up being a bust and fired a few years later. It was looking like the prophecy of the Chosen One would never be fulfilled and he'd never be world champion. But then the 2020 Royal Rumble happened. At the 2020 Royal Rumble match, Brock Lesnar would enter first and he would tear through everybody. Big men, tall men, short men, fat men, rednecks, and even an Asian. They all tried and failed against Brock Lesnar. But then the Chosen One, Drew McIntyre, came out. He marched to the ring and stared the beast in his eyes. He would end up eliminating him and showing the world that he wasn't a bust, and it was now time to fulfill the prophecy. So after the story is set, the Rumble would start to transition into some of its traditional Rumble antics. For example, Kofi Kingston's Royal Rumble save. The first time we ever saw a Royal Rumble save was in 2011 when John Morrison walked the barricade like a tightrope. It was the coolest thing we ever seen in the match. So it was looking like John Morrison was gonna be that guy to do the cool Rumble saves every year. But then he got fired, so then we needed someone else to take his place, which was Kofi Kingston. And he did not disappoint. At the 2012 Royal Rumble, Kofi Kingston walked on his hands to stay in the match, which was cool. I wasn't really amazed by it, but it wasn't until the next year's Rumble where he used the office chair as a pogo stick to stay in the match that I was hooked onto his Rumble saves, and I couldn't wait to see what he'd do next year. He flew to the ring, he got carried by the Rosebuds, and my personal favorite, the one with the pancakes where Big E and Xavier Woods vaulted him over the top rope over Jinder Mahal to stay in the match. The height he got on that jump was crazy. Kofi's Rumble saves became a staple of the Royal Rumble match. It was like the streak at WrestleMania. It was something you expect to see every year. Unfortunately, Kofi doesn't do these anymore, but it was fun while it lasted. But another tradition that we still see in the Rumble match was the surprises. The Royal Rumble surprises were my favorite thing about the Royal Rumble. Whether it's seeing a superstar I grew up watching come back to the ring, or a superstar from a different company make their debut, it was always great to see. But a surprise that really got me was AJ Styles' WWE debut. Seeing AJ Styles on WWE TV surprised me because I always saw him as the TNA guy. John Cena was the face of WWE and AJ Styles was the face of TNA. So when I saw AJ Styles at the Rumble, it looked foreign, like if the Whopper was on a McDonald's menu. It just wasn't normal. And another surprising return was when Osama bin Laden pulled up. When bin Laden came out, everybody was shocked and disgusted because they couldn't believe that he'd show his face on live TV after the heinous actions he orchestrated. And while he was walking down to the ring, all the guys in the ring stopped what they were doing and stared at him because this was just a few years after 9/11. So hatred for bin Laden was at an all-time high. So when bin Laden got into the ring, all the Raw and SmackDown guys put their differences aside and jumped him and threw him out, all for the love of America. So Royal Rumble surprises are a big, well-known part of Rumble matches. But a part of the Rumble match that I feel like goes unnoticed are the planting of the seeds for legendary WrestleMania matches. A lot of legendary WrestleMania matches stem from moments in the Royal Rumble, like at the 2005 Royal Rumble, when Kurt Angle came into the Rumble but was quickly eliminated by Shawn Michaels. He would then go back into the ring, eliminate Shawn Michaels, beat him up, and bloody him, turning heel, and was the beginning of the rivalry that led to the WrestleMania match match that people still talk about to this day, or at the 2004 Royal Rumble. After Kane buried Biker Undertaker at Survivor Series 2003, in the 2004 Rumble match, Undertaker's gong would play while Kane was in the ring, foreshadowing the return of the Dead Man, which we'd get in their match at WrestleMania 20. Or the Michaels McMahon feud from the 2006 Royal Rumble, where Shane would eliminate Shawn Michaels from the Rumble, and you'd see Vince walk into the ring, because he learned his lesson from last year. He realized that running isn't for him at his age anymore. But still, they had a great match at WrestleMania. Now at this point, we're in the back end of the Royal Rumble match. The story has been smoothly playing out, the seeds have been planted, and traditions of the match have already happened. Now, we're getting into the late match antics. For example, Karma and Michael Cole at the 2012 Royal Rumble. It's the 2012 Royal Rumble, and Michael Cole's in the ring dressed up as a traffic cone, all giddy and happy. The next entrance music plays, and it's Karma's, and Michael Cole looks shook, because the year before, Karma and Michael Cole were beefing. So when he hears her music, he starts to get PTSD and flashbacks from times with hiding like on SmackDown years ago. Karma comes out, and she's eyeing down Michael Cole, and you can tell by the look on her face that she's like,
I ain't playing. I want you, and I'ma have you.
Michael Cole realizes this and tries to run away because he's not trying to be a part of the Me Too movement, but he wasn't quick enough, and Karma catches up to him. And you can tell by the look on her face that she has no wholesome intentions. I mean, look at that tongue. She's devious. Michael Cole starts to beg, but Karma wasn't trying to hear none of that. But on the outside was Booker T and Jerry Lawler, who could clearly see that Karma was too much for Michael Cole to handle. So to save him the embarrassment, they just eliminate him from the Royal Rumble. Another similar incident was at a 2006 Royal Rumble with Viscera. So Viscera entered in the 2006 Royal Rumble at entrant number 27. And at this point, the ring was full with big sweaty men. Every man in this match is probably thinking, there's no way anything bad can happen to me. I'm perfectly safe in this situation. These two situations show that nobody's safe. Whether it's jail or the wrestling ring, you always have to watch your back because you could always get got anytime, anywhere. So now we're at the final stretch. All the mid-carders and lower level talent are out of the ring, and all that's left is the main eventers, the big time players, all with something to prove. Whether it's someone like Edge at the 2020 Royal Rumble, who's trying to prove that he still has it and could become world champion again, or Shawn Michaels at the 2010 Royal Rumble, who's trying to right a wrong from last year's WrestleMania. All the big time players all want something that motivates them to win the match. A usual situation that happens is that there are 4 people left, and each person gets into the corner of the ring and stares the other people down, waiting to see who makes the first move. One by one, a superstar goes over the top rope until there's 2 people left. Those 2 people either tussle it out a bit until one eliminates the other, or they put on a mini match until one of them is finally able to eliminate the other person. Either way, there is 1 man left standing, and that's the Royal Rumble winner. The Rumble winner usually goes to the top turnbuckle and points at the WrestleMania sign, and fireworks start exploding out of the WrestleMania sign. And as the fireworks are exploding, we can finally say that we are on the road to WrestleMania. So, in summary, the Royal Rumble match is the best match type. It has everything you could possibly want out of a match: brutality, surprises, entertainment, suspense, and a spectacular payoff. It couldn't get any better. Stay safe, guys.